What if no one is coming? Not because you're unworthy, but because you're powerful enough to do it on your own. Waiting is the enemy. Action is the cure. And radical ownership is your first step to freedom. The moment you stop expecting a rescue is the moment you start building a life that doesn't need one. Let's explore what happens when you take full responsibility and never look back. Life gets better when you get better, and your life changes when you take charge. Nobody's coming to save you, and the sooner you accept that, remember, lasting. Change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The sooner you'll start moving. You can't sit around hoping something will happen. You can't wait for the perfect conditions. If you keep waiting, you'll keep wasting. If you want things to change, you've got to get to work. That's the truth. Now ask yourself, have you been showing up, or have you been waiting for motivation to show up? For remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Have you been hoping someone will call? Someone will help? Someone will push you? That's not how it works. If it's going to happen, it starts with you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything, but you need to begin. You need to get serious. This video isn't for the ones still looking for an easy way out. This is for remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The ones ready to take full ownership. But no blaming, no distractions, just responsibility. Because once you accept that no one's coming, you stop waiting and you start building. Stay with me. If you listen closely, this might just be the moment everything turns around for you. Number 1, get serious now and stop living on wishes. You have to remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Serious now. And I mean it. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel right now. Because if you don't, life is going to keep moving with or without. And when it does, it won't wait around for your motivation to catch up. See? Some people spend years waiting for the perfect time. They keep saying, one day I'll do it. One day, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. I'll get started. One day, I'll turn my life around. But they don't realize one day turns into never if you keep waiting. You can't live on wishes. Wishes don't move your life forward. Wishes won't change your body. Wishes won't pay your bills. Wishes won't build that business or fix your bad habits. Wishing is cheap. It takes no effort. It requires no discipline. Anybody can sit in. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. A room and wish for a better life. But the truth is, your life will only change when you change. Nothing else. You've got to stop treating life like it owes you something. It doesn't. Life owes you nothing. It already gave you breath. It gave you time. It gave you a body and a brain. It gave you 24 hours today. That's enough to change everything. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. But here's the problem. Most people don't use what they have. They don't take their time seriously. They don't take their actions seriously. They just hope things get better on their own. And that's a big mistake. Hope is not a strategy. If all you're doing is hoping, you're in trouble. You have to replace hope with a plan. Replace dreams with action. Replace comfort. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. With responsibility. You can't keep saying, I wish things were different. And you have to say, I'm going to make things different and then do the work, because nothing happens without work. If you keep living like someone's going to come save you, you're going to be disappointed. Nobody's coming. Nobody's going to pull you out of bed. Nobody's going to build your confidence for you. Nobody's going to remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Stop your bad habits for you. That's on you. And the sooner you face that truth, the better your life will get. See, the reason people don't get serious is because they think they have more time. But how do you know that? How do you know you have another year? How do you know you'll be ready tomorrow? You don't. So, you better start now. Stop wasting. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Your time scrolling, sleeping, late talking about your problems, and start building something better. Every day you wait is a day you lose, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Now, getting serious doesn't mean doing everything at once. It means doing what you know you've been avoiding. It means being honest with yourself. Take a good look. In the remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Mirror and say, if my life doesn't change, it's because I didn't change it. And that's the truth. If your body doesn't improve, it's because you didn't change your habits. If your income doesn't grow, it's because you didn't learn new skills or apply yourself. If your mindset stays weak, it's because you didn't train it. Nothing changes unless you do. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The changing. And the beautiful thing is, you can change. You have the power. But it has to start with a decision, a serious one, not a wish, not a maybe, not I'll try. No, a clear, serious decision. You have to say, I'm done living like this. I'm done wasting time. I'm done waiting for someone to fix it. Because no one's going. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. To do that for you, you have to be the one who takes ownership. That's where real power comes from. The moment you say, this is on me, your life begins to move. Responsibility is heavy, but it's freedom. Because when it's all on you, now you have full control. You don't have to wait for someone's permission. You don't have to rely on. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Luck. You don't have to sit around hoping for some miracle. You just start. You start with what you have. You do what you can, and you do it every single day. Getting serious means waking up with a clear purpose. It means planning your day instead of drifting. It means saying no to things that don't help you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Grow. It means learning, practicing, pushing, and showing up even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because feelings are unreliable, they come and go. But discipline, that's what builds you. That's what carries you when the motivation fades. And don't wait to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. You just remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Start. Start messy. Start small. Start tired. Just start. That's what serious people do. They don't wait. They move. They understand that the world rewards action, not intention. And remember this. If you don't get serious now, you'll regret it later. You'll look back and say, I could have done more. I should have changed earlier. I had time. And remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. I wasted it. Don't let that be your story. Don't wait until you're in pain to wake up. Don't wait until you lose something to realize what you had. Take control while you can. Be responsible while you still have the strength. Use the time. You have to build the life you want. Have what it takes. You don't remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Need someone to save you. You need to look at your life and say enough is enough. You need to raise your standards, raise your effort, raise your level of commitment. Decide what matters most and give it your full attention every day. No skipping, no excuses, just effort. And when it gets hard, and it will, you don't back down. You stay the course. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You remind yourself, no one's coming. This is my job. And then you keep moving. You stay patient. You stay consistent. And one day your life starts to reflect the work you put in. It starts to look better. You feel better. You live better. and you earn it. Not because you were lucky, not because someone gave it to you, but because you got serious. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. And you stopped living on wishes. Number 2, drop the blame game and fix your own mess. You have to stop blaming everything around you. That mindset will hold you back for years. Nothing gets better when your energy is spent pointing fingers. Think something's broken in your life. If something's not working, if your progress has stalled, it's your responsibility to fix it. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Not your family, not your friends, not the economy, not your boss. Blame is easy. It's a cheap way to avoid effort. It makes you feel right, but it keeps you stuck. People waste months, even years, talking about who did what to them, who made them feel bad, who didn't support them. But talking about what someone else did. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Doesn't clean up your mess. It doesn't get your finances in order. It doesn't build your skills. It doesn't get your health back. It doesn't make you grow. The more you talk about what went wrong, the less time you spend working on what could go right. There's a kind of quiet strength that comes from, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Saying, "This is mine. I'll handle it." That's not weakness. That's power. And that power only comes when you stop expecting someone to make it better for you. Most people don't want to face that because it's uncomfortable. It forces you to admit you've made mistakes. It forces you to accept you've wasted time, missed chances, or stayed comfortable too. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Long. But if you can admit that now you're in a position to do something real about it, if you're in a mess right now financially, physically, emotionally, it didn't happen overnight. It was built from small choices made day after day. And that's actually good news, because if small choices got you here, then small choices can get. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Out. You don't need a miracle. You need to make better decisions consistently every single day. You have that opportunity. You just need to stop wasting that chance. By blaming what's outside of your control, you can't move forward while dragging the weight of excuses behind you. They slow you down. They keep you mentally trapped. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. They make you wait for someone to rescue you. But no one's coming. Not now. Not ever. And that's not a bad thing. That's the wake-up call you need. Because the truth is, when you own your situation, you also own the path out of it. That's when change becomes real. It doesn't matter how bad it's. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Bin. You can fix it. You can improve your thinking. You can change your habits. You can clean up the areas of your life that have been neglected. You don't have to fix everything in one day, but you must begin. And the beginning starts with ownership. No more stories. No more pointing to what remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Others didn't do. None of that is useful when your life needs repair. You might feel like you've been treated unfairly. Maybe you have, but life isn't fair. And even if you're right, even if someone did you wrong, what does that fix? What result does that give you today? If you want peace, if you want growth, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You want success? You take the pieces of your life, whatever condition they're in, and you start building something better with what you've got. You start showing up differently. You stop reacting, you start responding, you stop hiding behind blame, and step into full responsibility. Every person who's turned their life around had to come to a point where, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. They said, no more blame, no more excuses. This is my life and I'm going to fix it. That mindset changes everything. It's not about pretending everything's okay. It's about being honest and taking control. You don't need to explain your situation to everyone. You don't need validation. You don't need approval. You need to remember lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Clean up your mess quietly and consistently, day after day. But start with the small things. Clean up your space. Fix your schedule. Sort out your priorities. Say no to the people who pull you backwards. Say yes to structure. Yes to discipline. Yes to progress. You already know the areas of your life that need attend you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Sir, you feel them. They drain you. They slow you down. But they don't go away by talking about how they got there. They go away by facing them head on. It's not enough to say, I want better. You have to do better. You have to be better. You have to make decisions that reflect the future you want, not the mistakes of your past. And remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Yes, it's hard, but cleaning up your life always is. It takes effort. It takes honesty. It takes consistency. But on the other side of that effort is peace, confidence, strength, freedom, and that's worth the struggle. You don't need to fix everything today, but you do need to start today. You can't afford another day of complaining, another day of blaming the past, another day of waiting. That's remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. How years disappear. That's how dreams die. You fix your life the same way you built it. One choice at a time, one task at a time, one honest moment at a time. And here's what happens when you stop blaming. You grow up. You stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like a leader. You become more focused. You get, remember, lasting. Change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. More done. You start attracting better opportunities because people can see that you take your life seriously. The kind of person stands out in a world full of talkers. You've got more power than you think. You've got more time than you realize. But you can't use either of those until you drop the habit. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, of blaming and start the habit of fixing. The first one keeps you weak. The second one makes you strong. Choose strength. Choose action. Choose personal responsibility. That's how you clean up the mess. That's how you build a better life. That's how you earn your way forward. This is your chance, not tomorrow. Now fix what's broken. Heal what's hurting. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Organize what's scattered. Focus your mind. Focus your effort and move. There is no better feeling than knowing you turned your life around because you made the choice to stop blaming and start doing it. But feeling that sense of pride, that peace you sleep with at night, that's what you've been missing. It's not out there. It's not in someone else. It's already in you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, but it only shows up when you stop pointing at others and start showing up for yourself. Then you make the decision today. No more blaming, no more stories, no more delays, just you, your life, and the work that needs to be done. Start now and don't stop. Number 3, leave the comfort zone and earn your rest. Comfort is the silent killer of progress. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. It feels good, but it robs you. It makes life soft. It keeps you safe, but it also keeps you the same. If you want something better, you have to break out of that bubble. You can't keep doing what feels easy and expect your life to change. Results don't come from doing what's familiar. They come from doing what's remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. Difficult. What's uncomfortable? What demands more of you? That's where growth lives. When you stay in your comfort zone, you trade your future for your feelings. You might avoid fear, but you also avoid strength. You might avoid failure, but you also avoid success. You protect yourself from challenge, but you also block yourself from becoming. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, who you could be, and deep down, you know it. You feel it. That quiet frustration, that tension inside, that sense that you could be more, but something's holding you back. That something is comfort, and the only way to fix it is to walk straight through it. Getting results isn't a mystery. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's earned. And it's earned by stepping away from what's easy. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You don't get stronger by doing what you've always done. You don't grow by staying the same. You grow by pushing yourself. You grow by choosing the difficult path when the easy one is right there calling your name. And most people won't choose it. Most people settle not because they can't do more, but because they don't want to be uncomfortable. The people who change, their lives aren't. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The ones who feel ready all the time. They're the ones who move anyway. They wake up early when they want to sleep. They show up when they feel tired. They speak up even when their voice shakes. They take action before they feel confident. And that's why they get results. Not because they're lucky, but because they remember lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Earned it through discomfort. You have to earn your transformation. You have to fight for it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. It's not coming in the mail. It's not waiting in the future. It's waiting on the other side of discipline, sacrifice, and discomfort. That means saying no to things that feel good now. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, but cost you later. That means facing the hard conversations, the tough decisions, the long days. That means showing up for yourself when nobody else sees it. That's where the real rewards are earned. There's nothing wrong with wanting peace or rest. But if comfort is your priority every day, then progress will never be every result you want. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, is being blocked by the comfort. You keep protecting. You don't get to grow and stay the same. You don't get to keep your routines and still expect your outcomes to improve. Change doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from doing something about it. It's hard to leave comfort because it's familiar. It's predictable. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. How it feels. But just because something feels normal doesn't mean it's helping you. If your routine is making you weaker, it's not comfort. It's poison. If your habits are keeping you stuck, then they're not peaceful. They're a trap. And it's up to you to break out of it. No one else can make that choice. For remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You. When you take a risk, when you try something new, when you push past fear, you create pressure. But pressure is where power is built. You learn more. You see more. You feel more alive. You find out who you really are. And the more often you do that, the more confident you become, not because someone told you, but because you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Proved it to yourself. Think about what's waiting for you outside of your comfort zone. Better health, stronger mindset, more opportunity, more control, a life you can actually be proud of. But none of that will ever show up if you keep staying where it's safe. You've got to go through discomfort to earn what matters. That's the trade. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. That's the price. And if you're not willing to pay it, you're not ready for change. But if you are willing, everything changes. You begin to see yourself differently. you start to carry yourself with more purpose. You stop wasting time. You start living with intention. You stop holding back. You start building something solid. You stop making. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Excuses. You start delivering results. It's a shift, and it starts the moment you say, "I'm done being comfortable. I'm ready to work." Don't wait for motivation to kick in. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Comfort will always give you a reason to delay. It will always whisper, "Tomorrow." But the future belongs to remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The ones who start today, right now, while it's hard, while it's inconvenient, while it's messy, that's what makes it real. That's what makes it earned. That's what makes it yours. You don't need to do it all today, but you do need to do something today that moves you further than you were yesterday. One small action, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. New challenge, one bold decision, and then another and another. Stack them. Let that momentum build. That's how you escape the comfort zone. Not in one giant leap, but in consistent forward movement. The moment you stop protecting your comfort and start protecting your purpose, everything shifts. You begin to act like your goals matter. You begin to behave like, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Your future is worth it. You begin to treat your time like it's valuable. You begin to carry yourself with standards instead of feelings. And people will notice. Your energy will change. Your results will follow. You'll feel the struggle at first. You'll want to go back. But stay with it. Stay in the tension. Stay in the remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Fight. There's nothing wrong with discomfort. What's wrong is giving up when it shows up. What's wrong is living your whole life inside a box you could have broken out of. That's the kind of regret that lingers. Don't let that be your story. You're capable of more, but you won't find it inside comfort. You'll find it when you show up. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Earlier, when you stay focused longer, when you take action faster, you'll find it when you challenge yourself to do what's uncomfortable until it becomes normal. That's when growth becomes permanent. That's when discipline becomes your default. You can have comfort or you can have results, but you can't have both. Choose wisely. Choose the path that leads to remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, strength. Choose the one that demands more from you, and then meet that demand with full effort. Earn what you want. Don't hope for it. Don't wish for it. Earn it. And when you do, you'll not only change your life, you'll change how you see yourself forever. Number 4, get clear on goals and follow through daily. If you want your remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Life to change, you need clear goals. Not vague ideas, not loose wishes, not general hopes, clear goals, specific goals, goals. You can see, goals you can measure, goals you can work on daily. Without direction, you drift. Without structure, you waste time. Without clarity, you stay busy, but go nowhere. That's the reality for most people. They move, but they don't remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, progress. They're active, but they're not effective, because they never stop to define what really matters. Getting clear means you take the time to decide what you truly want. You sit down and ask the hard questions. What kind of life do you want to live? What do you want to build? Who do you want to become? You don't remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Guess. You don't wing it. You write it down. You make it real. If your goals only live in your head, they'll stay as thoughts. But when they're written, they become targets. You can't hit a target you haven't set. A lot of people avoid clarity because clarity comes with responsibility. Once you know what you want, now you're faced. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. With the truth, you're either doing what moves you forward or you're not. There's no room to hide. That's why clarity is powerful. It strips away the distractions. It exposes the time wasters. It gives you a filter for your decisions. And when you have that, your days start to matter more. If you want to see results, your goals must be connected. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention to daily action. It's not enough to say, "I want success." That doesn't mean anything if your schedule doesn't reflect it. The real difference shows up in the small moments, the choices you make every day. Whether you work on your goals or ignore them, whether you stay consistent or keep restarting, whether you hold yourself accountable or let yourself off the hook, most people remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Goals once, then forget them. They write them down in January and never look at them again. That's not a goal. That's a wish list. Real goals are reviewed daily. Real goals live in your routine. They show up in your calendar. They become part of your identity. You don't chase them once in a while. You work on remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, them constantly. That's the kind of follow-through that builds real change. And you don't need a long list. You don't need 50 goals. You need a few that matter, a few that move your life forward, a few that are worth your time and energy. Then you break them down. You figure out what needs to happen. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Week. What can be done today? You make progress a habit, not a once-in-a event. And when you do that, things start to shift slowly at first, then faster. People overestimate what they can do in one day, but they underestimate what they can do in a year. One day of focus won't change your life, but remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. A year of daily follow-through will. That's the secret. Show up daily, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because that's how compound growth works. It rewards the consistent, not the occasional. You're not going to feel motivated every day. That's why clarity matters. Motivation comes and goes, but direction keeps you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Moving. When you know why you're doing something, you don't need hype. You don't need someone to remind you. You wake up and get to work because you're working for something that means something. That's the power of goals with purpose behind them. Clarity also helps you say no. You can't do everything. If you're not clear, you'll say yes to too much. You'll remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Spread yourself thin. You'll stay busy, but you won't move forward. Clarity gives you the strength to protect your time. You stop doing things that look productive, but lead nowhere. You stop giving your energy to distractions. You become intentional with every hour. That's how serious people operate. And when you follow through every day, you build. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Confidence, not because someone praised you, not because life got easier, but because you did what you said you would do. That matters. That builds trust with yourself. And once you trust yourself, you stop needing validation. You stop needing shortcuts. You stop chasing quick wins. You play the long game. You become patient with the process and obsessed. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. With the progress, this is how you separate from the crowd. Most people wait. They wait for the right time. They wait to feel ready. They wait for things to get easier. But if you have clear goals and the discipline to follow through, you don't wait. You move, you adjust, you keep going, even when the results are slow, even when it feels like, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. No one sees the effort because you know why you started and you know where you're going. You owe it to yourself to get serious about what you want. You don't have forever. Time isn't unlimited. Every day you waste is a day you don't get back. If your goals matter, prove it. Stop saying someday. Start saying today. Write it. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Down. Break it down. Track it. Do something small every day that brings you closer. That's how you build momentum. That's how you create a future you're proud of. Don't complicate it. Don't wait for the perfect system. Don't wait until you feel like you know everything. Start where you are with what you have. Use what's in remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Front of you. Take action. Learn. Adjust. Improve. But don't stand still. Movement creates clarity. Action creates progress. You can live by design or by default. Design takes effort. Default takes nothing. That's why so many people live lives they didn't choose. They never stopped to set real goals. They never committed to a clear path. They followed the crowd. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Instead of building their own lane, don't do that. Don't copy, don't coast. Build. Build something real, something that matters, something you can look back on with pride. Still get clear. Write your goals. Make a plan. Take responsibility for your time. Follow through when it's hard. Stay committed when it's uncomfortable. Keep going when no one... Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Claps for you. That's the path. That's the formula. That's the work. You either do it or you don't. But just know if you do, everything changes. Not overnight, but over time, slowly, steadily, honestly, and permanently. Number 5, tell yourself the truth and start doing better. The turning point in your life begins when you stop lying to, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Yourself, not the kind of lie you say out loud, but the kind you quietly repeat in your head. The justifications, the soft explanations, the way you pretend it's not your fault, the way you tell yourself you're trying when you know you're not, that has to end because no change is real until honesty becomes your standard. There's a moment when you need, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. To sit down and take full inventory of who you are and what you've allowed. Not the polished version, not the version you show the world. The raw version, the unfiltered one. You need to ask yourself, am I doing what I know I should be doing? Or am I just managing the bare minimum and calling it effort? If that answer makes you, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Uncomfortable? Good. That discomfort is truth knocking on the door. Open it. You can't fix what you're not willing to face if you keep avoiding the truth. You'll keep repeating the same patterns. You'll keep going in circles calling it a journey. You'll tell yourself you're making progress, but your life will stay the same. Progress starts with truth, not opinions, not remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Feelings, truth, and truth doesn't care how it makes you feel. It only shows you what is. Whether or not you do something with it, that's up to you. You might think telling yourself the truth is harsh, but it's not harsh. It's necessary. Lying to yourself is what's been keeping you stuck. Pretending you're giving your best, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. When you're not. Acting like time is on your side when it's not. Saying you want change, but never changing your behavior. That's the cycle. That's what has to break. And the only way it breaks is through brutal personal honesty. You don't need someone else to tell you you're slacking. You already know. You don't need anyone to point out what. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You've been avoiding. You already feel it every day. It shows up in your energy. It shows up in your discipline. It shows up in your results. Life reflects what you give it. And if you're not giving your best, it won't give you its best either. Start telling yourself the truth about your habits. Look at your schedule and ask yourself if it. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Reflects who you want to become. Start telling yourself the truth about how you handle pressure. Do you run or do you rise? Start telling yourself the truth about your comfort. Is it helping you or slowly stealing? Your potential? These are the questions that unlock change. Not easy questions, but necessary ones. But doing better doesn't mean. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Being perfect. It means choosing responsibility over denial. It means choosing growth over convenience. It means holding yourself to a higher standard, not once, but every day. You don't wait for someone to push you. You push yourself. That's what adults do. That's what progress demands. That's how you start becoming the version of yourself you say. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You want to be. You won't feel motivated all the time. You won't feel inspired every morning. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop negotiating with your lower self. The part of you that wants to cut corners, the part of you that wants to coast, the part of you that looks for shortcuts. You need to silence that part with action, not thoughts. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, not talk. Action. When you live in truth, you stop explaining away your lack of results. You stop defending your bad habits. You stop saying it's hard like that's an excuse. Of course it's hard. Growth is hard. Discipline is hard. Facing your own mess is hard. But you do it anyway, because the cost of avoiding the truth is even harder. It keeps you broke. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Keeps you tired. It keeps you unfulfilled. That's not the life you want. It starts with one choice. You choose to stop lying. You choose to stop blaming. You choose to stop hiding. Then you take that truth and do something with it. You build a better routine. You change your priorities. You take your time seriously. You do the things you said. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You would do even when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching. That's how integrity is built. That's how strength is formed. Your life changes when you stop accepting your own excuses. The stories you've been telling yourself. I'm too tired. It's not the right time. I've tried everything. You know they're not real. They're shields you've been using to protect your comfort. But comfort isn't your friend. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Right now, grow is, and growth comes from doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. If you keep protecting your feelings, you'll never build a future. Feelings are temporary. Your life is long. Stop letting today's mood ruin tomorrow's progress. You don't have to feel like it. You just have to do it. You have to remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Become the kind of person who doesn't need perfect conditions to move, who doesn't need applause to keep going, who doesn't need permission to improve. Start today. Pick one area where you've been lying to yourself. Call it out. Look at it in the face. Then do something different. Not next week, not when you feel better. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Now that's how self-respect grows. That's how personal power is built. That's how you take control of your direction. You can't lead yourself if you won't be honest with yourself. And you can't grow if you keep living behind a wall of false comfort. The longer you wait, the deeper you sink. Stop sinking, start rising, face. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Fix it, move on. You'll be amazed how fast your life can change once you stop avoiding what's obvious. Nobody's going to do this for you. This is your responsibility, your work, your journey. And it starts with your truth. The raw, uncomfortable, unfiltered truth. That truth might hurt at first, but it will remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Heal you. It will free you, and that strength will carry you through everything else you face. This is how better begins. This is where real change starts. Not in a perfect plan, not in some magic formula. It starts when you stop pretending and start acting, when you stop waiting and start building, when you stop lying. And remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Start leading your own life. Tell yourself the truth, then do better every single day. No excuses, no stories, just action. Number 6, earn your future by showing up and working hard. The future doesn't just show up better on its own. You have to earn it. You have to work for it. Not once, not when it's convenient, every single day. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. People who succeed don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait to be discovered. They don't hope someone notices their potential. They show up. They do the work. They stay focused. They earn the results others only talk about. You don't get a strong future by talking about it. You don't get there by watching others succeed and wondering. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Why it's not happening for you? The truth is, the future is built in silence. It's shaped in the unseen hours, turned through effort when no one's around, when there's no applause, no shortcuts, no handouts, just you, your routine, and your work ethic. The people who build great lives aren't the ones with, remember, lasting. Change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. The best luck, Bogders. They're the ones with the strongest habits. They show up whether they feel like it or not. They keep promises to themselves. They finish what they start. They don't look for easy. They look for discipline. And that discipline builds the kind of life they don't need to run away from. Most remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. People don't have a future problem. It'll stop as they have a work problem. They don't follow through. They start strong, then fade out. They talk big, then do small. They want the rewards, but not the responsibility. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get to skip the effort and keep the prize. If you want to remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Live well tomorrow, you've got to show up today. It's not about being the smartest. It's not about being the fastest. It's about being consistent. You show up early, you stay late. You stay committed when the excitement wears off. You stay focused when distractions try to pull you away. That's how you earn the future you say you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Want. Not by dreaming, not by wishing, by working. There's no mystery to progress. You do the work. You keep doing the work. You hold the line when others give up. You make your hours count. You stop wasting time on things that don't push you forward. You cut out the noise. You tighten your focus. And you put, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. In the effort required to be excellent, not just average. Your future doesn't respond to your excuses. It doesn't bend for your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if it's hard. It responds to what you earn. Every day you put in the work. You're casting a vote for the life you want to live. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. But every day you slack off, you're handing that future to someone else. Someone who wants it more. Someone who's showing up while you're scrolling. Someone who's practicing while you're distracted. That's the difference. Effort compounds. It builds. At first it feels small. The changes seem slow. The results aren't obvious. But if you keep showing up, things start to shift. You get remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Sharper. You get stronger. You get faster. You stop needing outside pressure because you've developed internal standards. You stop breaking promises to yourself because your identity is now tied to discipline, not emotions. The world rewards the people who do the work, not the ones who complain, not the ones who wait, not the ones who talk big but never deliver. It rewards the consistent, the ones who remember lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Stay steady, the ones who build their life brick by brick, day by day. If that's not you yet, it can be. But you have to decide that your future is worth more than your comfort. Working hard isn't just about getting things done. It's about building character. It's about becoming reliable. It's about being the kind of person who can carry the weight of success without falling apart. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Don't rise by luck. You rise by proving over time that you can handle more. And the only way to prove that is by showing up over and over again without needing to be pushed. You won't always feel like giving your best, but you don't need to feel like it to do it. You need a reason, a standard, a mission. When you work for Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, something that actually matters to you. You stop letting small distractions steal your time. You stop letting laziness talk you into quitting. You stop lowering your effort when no one's watching. You lock in, you dig deep, you keep going. You've got to treat your future like it depends on your daily behavior because it does. 1. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Missed day won't ruin everything, but one missed day becomes 2, and 2 becomes a habit. Suddenly, you're back to where you started. That's how people lose. Not because they weren't capable, but because they weren't consistent. That's what you have to protect yourself from. Not failure, but inconsistency. You don't need more time. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Need better use of the time you already have. You don't need more motivation. You need more self-respect. Because when you respect yourself, you don't slack on your goals. You don't show up halfway. You don't settle for average. You give your full attention. You give full effort. You demand more from yourself because you know your future depends. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. On it. Nobody is going to build your life for you. You can get advice, you can get help. But, in the end, it's your work that makes the difference. It's your ability to keep showing up when life gets uncomfortable. That's what separates those who talk from those who have. That's what turns intentions into remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Outcomes. You've got what it takes, but you won't know that until you work like it. You won't feel that strength until you do. Hard things repeatedly. You won't believe in yourself until you've stacked enough days where you showed up and gave everything you had. That's how confidence is built. That's how trust is formed. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. How the future is earned. You've waited long enough. The time for preparation is over. Now's the time for execution. Show up early. Stay disciplined. Don't wait to be told. Don't wait for signs. Your future isn't coming to find you. You have to go build it. You have to outwork your old habits. You have to outlast your past. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Excuses. You have to rise above the person you used to be. You don't need a perfect plan. You need consistent effort. You don't need Permission. You need a decision. Make it today. Make it strong. Make it last. Because the future doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the responsible, the driven, the consistent. The ones who get up every day and do remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The work no matter. What? That's who earns it. That's who becomes it. And that can be you. If you start now, if you keep going, if you stay locked in, your future is waiting. Oh, earn it. Number 7, hold yourself accountable and raise your standards. You are responsible for how your life turns out. No one else, not your parents. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Not your friends, not your friends, not the world, just you. And the moment you start holding yourself accountable, everything begins to change. Accountability is not pressure, it's power. It's the moment you stop waiting for someone to check on you and start checking yourself. It's when you stop making excuses. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. And start making adjustments. And until you get to that point, progress will be slow or non-existent. Most people don't lack ability. They lack standards. They tolerate too much from themselves. They let themselves off the hook too easily. They let one missed become a pattern. They let low effort become their norm. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. And then they wonder why they don't feel good about their lives. The answer is simple. Because deep down, they know they could be doing more, but they aren't. That gap between who you are and who you know you could be, that's where frustration lives. Holding yourself accountable means you stop accepting lazy behavior. It means you stop lying to remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Yourself about how busy you are when most of your time is spent avoiding what matters. It means you stop blaming your mood, your environment, or your situation and start managing your actions. You measure your output. You track your results. You ask yourself daily, did I give my best today? And if the answer is no, you don't explain it away. You fix it. Accountability is, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Not about being perfect. It's about being honest. It's about owning your decisions without hiding behind circumstances. It's about recognizing when you've dropped the ball and taking steps to get back on track without drama. There's no growth in pretending. There's no strength in denial. The people who make real progress are the ones who keep it real with themselves. Ego, no fluff, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, just straight-up responsibility. Once you start holding yourself accountable, the next step is raising your standards. Because if your standards are low, your results will always match. You can't live an exceptional life with average habits. You can't expect peace with chaos in your schedule. You can't expect success with the same effort that hasn't taken you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Anywhere. Standards are not wishes, they're boundaries. They are the rules you follow with or without motivation. If your standard is to wake up at a certain time, you get up, no matter how you feel. If your standard is to read, exercise, or build something daily, you do it. Not when it's easy, every day. No shortcuts, no remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Skipping. That's what separates the serious from the casual. Most people say they want more, but their standards prove otherwise. They want the life, but not the discipline. They want the rewards, but not the rules. You can't have one without the other. When you raise your standards, you start to look at your life. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Differently, you no longer tolerate the small excuses. You no longer surround yourself with people who drain your focus. You no longer chase entertainment more than growth. You start building a system around your goals. You start filtering your time, your energy, and your actions. You stop treating life like a game and start treating it like a mission. And here's the remember: lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Hard truth: nobody is going to do this for you. Nobody is coming to raise your standards for you. You're the one who has to decide that the way you've been living is no longer acceptable. You're the one who has to say this isn't good enough anymore. Not out of shame, but out of respect for what you know you're capable of. When you remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Raise your standards, you raise your self-respect. And when that happens, everything in your life begins to shift. You don't just hold yourself accountable when things are going well, you do it especially when they aren't. That's when it counts. When you're tired, when you're stressed, when nothing is working, that's when most people lower their standards. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, and quit on themselves. But that's your chance to level up. That's your moment to prove you're serious. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your standards. So, if your life feels stuck, it's not your goal that needs to change. It's your daily standard. Start tracking your actions. Keep promises to yourself. Review your results. Ask better questions. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Did I do what I said I would do? Did I finish what I started? Did I use my time wisely? That kind of review makes you sharper. It keeps you awake. It keeps you aligned with your purpose. When you stop reviewing your behavior, you start slipping, not all at once, slowly, quietly, until one day you realize, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You've drifted far from who you said you wanted to become. You need to create a level of self-discipline that doesn't need to be seen to be real. You need to build a reputation with yourself that you won't break your own rules. Not for comfort, not for laziness, not for anyone. You show, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Up for yourself because your standards are too high to allow anything less. That kind of mindset makes you unstoppable. This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being responsible for yourself. You've been given time. You've been given life. What you do with it is on you. You can keep making excuses or you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Can take ownership. You can keep coasting or you can raise your standards and demand more from your minutes. The choice is always yours. You don't need permission to improve. You don't need someone else to believe in you. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to set a higher bar and live by it every single day. Raise the standard, remember, lasting. Change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. For how you treat your body. Raise the standard for how you handle stress. Raise the standard for how you communicate. Raise the standard for what you allow into your mind. You are either reinforcing the old version of yourself or building the new one. Every decision, every behavior, every standard either pulls you backward or moves you forward. From remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. This point on, make it your job to hold the line. If you say you're going to do something, follow through. If you say you want better, act like it. Your future will be built by the standard you hold yourself to, and no one's around to see it. That's where your real power is. Not in your words, but in remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Your consistency, not in your intentions, but in your discipline. If you can learn to hold yourself accountable and raise what you expect from yourself, you won't just change your days, you'll change your entire direction. Number 8, work like no help is coming to find you. Work like no help is coming to find you. Because it's not. That's the truth. Truth nobody wants to admit. People spend too much time hoping. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Someone will show up with the solution, but deep down, they know no one's coming. You can wait for the perfect conditions, the perfect support, the perfect timing, but if you keep waiting, you'll miss the chance to change your life completely. The longer you hold on to the idea that someone will come fix things for you. If you want a better life, you've got to be the one to build it. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Piece by piece, day by day. No shortcuts, no waiting for approval. You have to be the one who wakes up earlier, stays longer, learns more, and keeps going when it's quiet. That kind of work ethic isn't normal. Most people want convenience. They want progress without pressure. But the ones who break through are the ones who work like there's nobody. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Coming to save them because they know the only way out is through effort. You have to learn how to rely on yourself when everything feels like it's working against you. When the days get heavy, when the results are slow, when nobody claps, you still show up. You still do the work. You still push forward. That's not just discipline. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. It's survival. If you don't take full control, you'll be stuck depending on things you can't control. And the moment your future depends on someone else, you lose power over it. There's strength to becoming your own support system. When you're the one who keeps yourself accountable, who manages your own time, who pushes your own limits, you become unshakable. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Stop needing motivation from others. You stop hoping someone will rescue you from your own laziness. You become the type of person who doesn't wait for change. They create it. There's a certain peace that comes when you know you're giving everything you have without needing someone to notice. It's not about recognition. It's not. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. About praise. It's about making a decision to work at your highest level, because that's what your future deserves. You don't work hard because it's easy. You work hard because you know where you're going. You have a vision. You have a standard. And you know that no one else is responsible for reaching it, but remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You. Nobody understands your dreams the way you do. Nobody feels your urgency like you do. That's why you have to take full ownership. You can't expect others to push you. You can't wait around for someone to pick you up every time life gets rough. Some seasons will be lonely. Some days will feel unfair. But none of that. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Can stop you unless you let it. You've got to build your life like it's your job. Because it is. When you stop expecting help, something changes in your mind. You stop wasting time. You stop waiting for the right moment. You start maximizing every hour, every opportunity, every decision. And you work with intensity. You become focused. You move with urgency. That kind, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. Of mindset creates results. Not the type of results that show up overnight, but the kind that stick. The kind that matter, the kind that build a life you don't have to escape from. There's no backup plan when you take full responsibility. You either make it happen or it doesn't happen. That may sound harsh to some people, but for the serious ones, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. It's freedom, because when it's all on you, you control the pace. You control the direction, you control the outcome. That's not pressure. It's permission to go Allen without waiting anymore. You don't get stronger by leaning on people every time things get hard. You get stronger by facing the pressure head on. You build resilience by showing up when you're tired. You remember lasting Change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Build confidence by pushing through the days when you feel like quitting. That's where you grow. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in those moments where you choose to act anyway. You have everything you need to get started. You may not have the resources others have. You may not have the connections, but you have your time. You have your focus. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Have your willingness to improve. And if you use those things every single day, you'll build something no one can take from you because it wasn't given to you. It was earned. Most people want guarantees. They want to know it's going to work before they begin. But life doesn't give guarantees. It gives you chances. And it's your job to turn those chances into progress through, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Effort. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever. If you wait until someone believes in you, but if you decide to believe in your work ethic, then you've got everything you need. You don't need the world to believe in you right now. You need to prove to yourself that you can stay committed without applause. You need to remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Show up for your goals, not because someone is watching, but because you refuse to waste another day. You've seen what waiting does. You've seen what comfort brings. Now it's time to see what happens when you give it your all. Start treating every task like it matters. Start managing your hours like they have weight. Start working like, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. The results you want are on the other side of your effort, because they are. This is your life. This is your moment. Nobody's going to come and do it for you. Nobody's going to lift the weight that's yours to carry. But the beauty is, once you start doing it on your own, you realize you didn't need them. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Anyway, you needed belief. You needed structure. You needed action. And once you lock into those things, the outside world becomes noise. You stop worrying about who's ahead. You stop comparing your path to others. You stop wondering if you're good enough. You just do the work. And through that work, you build proof. Through remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. That proof, you build confidence. And with that confidence, you build a future that belongs entirely to you. Don't slow down. Don't step back. Don't soften your pace. Work like nobody's coming, because when you become that person, you'll realize you were the help you were waiting for all along. Now go earn it. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Single day. Number 9, show up for yourself every single morning. The most important promise you'll ever keep is the one you make to yourself every morning. Before the noise, before the distractions, before the world pulls at your attention, you have to decide that you're going to show up for yourself. Not once. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. A week, not when you feel inspired. Every single morning, that means you wake up with purpose. You don't roll over and let another day pass by unnoticed. You rise with the understanding that your time is limited and your future is being shaped by what you do today. There's a moment every morning when you're faced with a choice. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Can give your energy to your excuses, or you can give it to your goals. That moment is quiet, but it's powerful, and the direction you choose will decide how your day unfolds. The problem is, most people start their day by reacting. They react to their phone. They react to stress. They react to other people's demands. But when you show up for yourself first, everything else falls into place with more strength and control. But you don't remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Show up out of comfort. You do it out of commitment. Because no matter how tired you are, how discouraged you feel, or how tempting it is to snooze your way through life, there's a stronger part of you that knows the cost of staying still. That part of you wants more. And if you want more, you have to earn it by getting up and facing your day like it matters. Showing up doesn't always. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Mean doing big things. Sometimes it means making your bed. Sometimes it means planning your schedule. Sometimes it's a workout, a quiet hour of reading, or writing down your goals. What matters is that you begin your day with control. You start with structure. You lead with purpose. Because if you don't take the lead in your own life, something else will. The way you start your day builds. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, the tone for everything else. If you start slow, your energy lags. If you start scattered, your focus suffers. But if you start strong with clarity and intention, you set yourself up to win before the world even wakes up. And that win isn't about being ahead of anyone. It's about being ahead of who you used to be. It's about being the kind of person who doesn't let circumstances decide. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Their life. You've got to stop negotiating with yourself every morning. Stop arguing with the alarm clock. Stop giving your energy to comfort first thing. The bed will always feel warm. The temptation to take it easy will always be there. But you're not here to stay the same. You're here to grow. You're here to improve. And that requires. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Effort, especially at the start of your day. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Fully present with your actions. Fully aware of your time. Fully responsible for how you step into your morning. That kind of awareness puts you in control. And when you're in control of your morning, you begin to take back control of your life. Not through big leaps, through steady, consistent. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Choices. There's something powerful about looking in the mirror every morning and knowing you're about to follow through. Knowing you're going to stick to what you said. Knowing you're going to do the work whether you feel like it or not. That builds trust. That creates self-respect. And when you respect yourself, you stop tolerating low effort. You stop dragging your feet through the day, lost as you walk with more energy. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You carry yourself with more clarity. Nobody else can show up for you the way you can. People can support you. They can encourage you, but they can't live your discipline. They can't control how you begin your day. That's all on you. And that's why it matters so much, because those early hours are when your habits are formed. Your discipline is tested. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Mindset is shaped. If you conquer your mornings, your days get stronger. Don't wait for the day to push you into motion. Push yourself. Move before the pressure builds. Act before the stress sets in. Set your pace early and the rest of the day starts following your lead. That kind of discipline multiplies. One strong morning turns into a strong week. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. A strong week turns into a strong month. And before you know it, you've become someone who doesn't need to be reminded to work. They just do. You've got to be the one who gets up when it's dark, who starts while others are still sleeping, who prepares while others are distracted. Because every time you do, you're separating. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Yourself from your old habits. You're stepping into a new level, not by chance, but by choice. The choice to show up no matter what. Some mornings will be heavier than others. You'll have doubts. You'll have setbacks. But none of those things define you unless you stop showing up. As long as you keep rising, as long as you keep trying, you're still. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. In control. You're still making progress, and that's what matters most. It's not about how perfect the morning looks. It's about how consistently you meet it with action. You are capable of more. But you'll never find that out if you keep choosing comfort at the start of every day. Stop letting your mornings be dictated by feelings. Start. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, owning them with structure. Your future isn't built in bursts of motivation. It's built in quiet, consistent mornings where you choose growth over ease every single time. So from now on, wake up like it counts. Show up for yourself the way you'd show up for something important, because you are important. You don't need an audience. You just remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Need a decision, and that decision needs to be made every day. Not once, not when it's easy, but every single morning. You earn your strength in the hours that no one sees. And the person who earns that strength, the person who builds that life, is the one who shows up first always, without fail. Number 10. Commit right now to change your entire. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Life. There comes a moment when enough is enough. A moment when you stop thinking about change and you decide to make it real. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels easier. Right now. This moment. Because your life isn't going to fix itself. Your habits won't improve on their own. Your mindset won't shift just because time passes. If you want something different, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You have to commit right now to change your entire life, and mean it. Thought change doesn't happen by accident. It's not the result of good intentions or hopeful thoughts. It's the outcome of a serious decision backed by serious action. People wait too long to make that decision. They keep saying, "One day I'll get to it." But that day never comes unless you remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Decide to make it today. The clock doesn't stop. Your life is still moving. And if you don't take control of it, someone or something else will look at where you are right now. Be honest. Are you living the life you said you wanted? Are you showing up with the discipline you promised yourself? Are you doing the work that matches the goals you remember? Lasting change is a result of repeated action, backed by clear intention. Keep talking about. If the answer is no, you already know what needs to happen. You don't need more information. You don't need to feel ready. You need to commit. Commitment means no more halfway. No more doing things when you feel like it. No, more giving up when things get difficult. It means you show up daily with your best. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Effort. It means you stop running from the work and start running toward it. You stop avoiding your weaknesses and start attacking them. That's what it takes to turn your life around. A clear decision followed by daily effort. Changing your life doesn't require a perfect plan. It requires movement. It requires urgency. It requires consistency. You don't need. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. To know everything before you begin. You just need to begin. Too many people stay stuck because they want to feel certain. But certainty never comes. Before action. You act first and clarity follows. Right now, you have everything you need to start. You have time. You have the ability to make decisions. You have the power to remember. Lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Shift your priorities. And yet, so many people waste those gifts. They wait for inspiration, but it rarely comes. The season they wait for, the perfect moment. But life doesn't deliver it. If you want transformation, you must create it. Look at the people who've made real change. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen by chance. It happened. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, because they decided without hesitation that the way they were living wasn't good enough. They reached a breaking point. Not the kind filled with noise, but the quiet kind. The one where you sit alone, look at your life and say, "I'm done living like this." That's the kind of moment that turns everything around. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You don't need to hit rock bottom to change. You just need to stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you're doing your best when you know you're not. Stop saying you're trying when all you've done is think about it. Stop saying you don't have time when you waste hours on distractions that add nothing to. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Your future. Be honest. Be direct. Then act. The power of commitment is that it simplifies everything. Once you decide to change, everything else becomes clear. You stop needing motivation. You stop searching for shortcuts. You stop chasing comfort. You start moving with focus. You start valuing your time. You start getting serious about the things you've avoided. Real change demands that, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You let go of old habits. You can't drag the past into your future and expect to grow. You can't carry excuses and still expect to move fast. You have to cut the weight. You have to release the need for everything to be easy. Growth isn't easy. That's why so few people do it. But if you're serious about turning your life around, you stop looking for, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Ease and start chasing effort of your future self is waiting. The version of you that's focused, that's disciplined, that shows up no matter what, that gets things done without complaining, that lives with purpose. That version isn't far away. It's built from today's choices, from today's work, from today's mindset. And it starts the moment you decide you're not going to keep. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Living in the same patterns. Make that decision now, not in theory, not in words, in action. Decide that from this moment forward, you're going to raise your standards, you're going to respect your time, you're going to be disciplined with your habits. You're going to lead your life instead of being pulled around by distractions and emotions. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. That kind of commitment isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It's personal. It's something you feel deep inside. And once you feel it, everything changes. You don't need anyone's permission to level up. You don't need anyone to believe in you. You don't need perfect circumstances. All you need is a decision so strong that nothing shakes it. A decision that says, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, ready to outgrow the life I've settled for. And then you go to work. Not for a few days, for as long as it takes. There's no finish line to personal growth. You don't arrive one day and say, I've made it. You keep growing. You keep evolving. And the commitment you make today becomes the foundation that carries you. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention, through setbacks, distractions, and pressure. That's why it matters so much. Not because it feels good, but because it creates strength. If you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. If you're tired of being frustrated, stop settling. If you're tired of falling behind, stop wasting your days. Get up, move forwarding without holding. Remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Anything back. Your life doesn't improve when you make small efforts. It improves when you make a deep decision that you're done living below your potential. You owe it to yourself to live fully. You owe it to your future to stop playing small. You owe it to your mind to stop feeding it with, remember, lasting change, is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Weak stories. Commit now. Commit deeply. Commit without excuses. And start building the life that reflects your highest level. One day at a time, one decision at a time, starting now. It all comes down to this. No one is going to live your life for you. No one is going to hand you discipline, growth, or success. If you remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Want it? You've got to show up for it every single day. You've got to push yourself even when it's hard. You've got to stay focused even when no one's watching. That's how real progress is made. This is your time to stop waiting and start doing. Not next month. Not when things settle down. Right now, you have the power to build something better. You remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. Just have to take full responsibility and commit to the work. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't wait for approval. Make the decision today to show up, to grow up, and to never settle again, because nobody's coming to save you. And the good news is, remember, lasting change is a result of repeated action backed by clear intention. You don't need them. You've got everything it takes. Now get to work.